Start by disabling mouse smoothing in the options. Mouse smoothing tries to predict the movement you are going to make, which can lead to a less consistent aiming experience. You want absolute raw movements registered as accurately as possible. It can also make your crosshairs feel slightly off or a little floaty. Splitgate has weapons that require both strong tracking skills and snap to skills. This means that you must have a sensitivity that allows for each successfully. Additionally, landing headshots is very crucial. What this boils down to is find the right sensitivity for you. How? Well, it's personal preference, and it will be slightly different for everyone. On the whole, most players on PC tend to run too high of a sensitivity if they're new. You want large 180-degree movements to be handled by your elbow, and small adjustments to be handled by your wrist. The two work in tandem together to help you land shots more often. It's a combination of the two. 2 easy tips to practice and pinpoint your preferred sensitivity. Play the new Contamination playlist. As a human, you have the carbine as your primary and your shotgun as your secondary. The carbine forces you to land shots, and since the zombies only have the BFB, it's the closest thing you can actually get to sort of training dummies to work with. You can also boot up a custom match, of course, to fight against bots as well. The second tip is to record your gameplay and watch back your aiming. Are you consistently snapping past a target over and over again throughout the match? You may be over-aiming then due to an overly high sensitivity. Consistently under-aiming, apply a critical eye, and watch back your matches consistently. This will radically improve your gameplay and can help you find that perfect aim spot. Last thing I'll say on sensitivity, since it's covered everywhere, is that both Aim Labs and Kovacs with a diligent routine will do wonders for your aim. These are aim training programs that you can play. A little each day is an exceptional way to just warm up and also refine your aiming. Positioning is over half the battle when it comes to improving your aim in Splitgate. You are a tank, not a turret. You are not a stationary person looking to only use your mouse to land shots. Your character movement is half the battle. By utilizing your strafe and your mouse in tandem, you can more easily snap to targets and maintain tracking throughout a shot string. Don't stand still ever unless it's for a very specific reason. Start picturing in your head your ability to utilize your tank treads to move as the turret shifts in unison. And the two combine to make aiming a whole lot easier when you grasp this concept. Want to practice your snap to accuracy? Give the Instagib playlist a session. Next, a small tip for the sniper. The sniper rifle's hitbox shifts when zoomed in, just a small tidbit that's been known for a while. Don't panic and play at your own pace. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. This applies directly to FPS gaming. If you can smoothly move your crosshairs onto an enemy and then smoothly track their hitbox, you will gain the expertise needed for agility over time. Flailing your crosshairs around when you get overwhelmed is not a successful strategy. And a lot of new players try to play too fast, beyond their current limits, and this can lead to just some rough gameplay moments. Speed comes with time, and is a natural product of practicing and playing regularly. Change your portal keybinds as soon as possible to something that allows you to move and fire portals at the same time, without your fingers leaving the movement keys. I've got a full video covering all the keybind and setting tips you should change right now. Just click the link on the screen. Sprint less, portal more. Splitgate gives players some of the most incredible movement options in any FPS ever, and yet so many players are sprinting into engagements with their weapons down, stuck in that end cycle, the end animation cycle of their run. Portal behind enemies, portal to power weapon positions, portal to key map spots, and sprint less. So often you can land a winning blow in a gunfight just due to portaling in the right places and getting the first shot advantage on your enemies. Play ranked. Ranked starts with carbine and pistol, and it has no radar, which forces strong accuracy and awareness. It may be a meat grinder at first, but landing those all-important carbine shots consistently is ultimately what gives a team the upper hand to complete the objectives successfully. It's a really good place to improve your carbine shots, plus it's quite a bit of fun sometimes. Just like in Halo, height plays a large role in FPS titles as it offers the player a massive advantage on their enemy. If you have the height advantage in a gunfight, don't give it up unless you are positive that you can finish the engagement successfully. It is much harder to shoot up towards an opponent who can simply walk backwards to regain cover and then pop out again in far more places than the player on the low ground. Stop pushing forward in a straight line. Strafe, you guys. New players tend to push straight forward towards the enemy, going for that melee kill, because why? It feels easy when you're uncomfortable aiming, especially for newer players. But this gives the attacking player like the easiest shots in the world to hit. Incorporate and practice strafing in your fights, throw in a crouch or two. Finally, keep your crosshairs where you think the enemy will be. This means focusing on keeping your crosshairs at head and upper chest height. It sounds simple, but if you regularly aim where you think the enemy will be, you'll find more often than not that you get to land your first shots before the opponent does. This kind of crosshair placement is really important in these types of games. New FPS players, crosshair placement tends to be really low or far away from where it should be. And then you'll see players aiming at the ground, trying to get their weapon's view model kind of out of the way so they can see easier. But it requires way more movement to then snap to the target than if you had just been aiming in the area where the opponent probably would be. Every second counts in an engagement, and new players tend to not have the best accuracy, let alone good flick shots. So do yourself a favor at any level and aim where you think the opponent most likely will be. Finally, as mentioned earlier, make sure to change these in-game settings as soon as you can. Click the video on screen. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and remember, always close your portals behind you.